Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry from Mowers and Blowers. From my last episode of this Craftsman 22 wide self-propelled front wheel drive lawnmower that I got free from Pete Lombardi. Spent about 10 bucks on parts to get it going again. It does run. Self-propelled does work after I changed that left front wheel. I have to mess with this throttle cable. It just freewheels. See? It's not attached to anything there. And that controls the throttle. Slow or high throttle. As you know, this part was the one that I paid $10 for, plus the cover. And so now it's complete. And it runs. However, it does have trouble starting. Like, I have to pull it like 5 to 10 times sometimes to start. Once it starts, it runs great. So I'm thinking that the timing might be a smidgen off, which means that the keyway might be partially sheared. It's definitely not completely sheared, because if it was, it would never start, you know? So it's probably off by like a smidgen of a millimeter or something like that, and that's all it takes for it to not be able to start right. So I mean, that's pretty much the only thing that it could be, you know? So I'm going to take that top cover off, and the engine cover off, which is kind of a pain, which means I have to take the gas tank off too, and take off that flywheel nut just so we can inspect the keyway. This is like a Franken Mower number 5 or something like that, because I don't have a cover to cover the pulley of the self-propulsion. It's got like Honda wheels in the back, you know. It does have a big bagger though. People love that big bagger, you know. So I'm gonna take this shroud off and see what we can find on that keyway. It's easy, just loosen Phillips here, Phillips there. Got to take off the gas cap for you to get this off. Come on, get off. There you go. Just let it hang there for a second and put the gas cap back on. Couple of 5/16 bolts there. Take it off. And this thing just put it to the side over there. Let it hang there. Now you have access to the 2 3/8 bolts over there. 2 in the front. Taking the 3 off already. It's the last one. And now you have a another 5/16 bolt that holds the dipstick onto the engine cover. Cletus, you dipstick!
Cletus, you know what you are? You're a dipstick, a 14-karat dipstick.
Now you guys know what I mean when I go, Cletus, you dipstick! I know, I'm dating myself. And you just lift this up just a smidgen and rotate it out of the way. So now the engine cover should come off. Hey, just like that. And leave that to the side. Just remember where all that stuff goes, huh? And there's the cup, the flywheel nut, the flywheel, the blower fins. That's pretty rusted in there, huh? So I think that's a 7/8 bolt. Gonna need an impact for that, the big impact. I believe it's actually a 15/16, but I didn't have one. So this is a 7/8 that I had a while ago, and I banged it on another mower so hard that I made it a 15/16. So this is the only one that fits right now. So I'm gonna just stick this thing there. And give it a go. Wow, that's not coming off. There we go. Good luck ever getting that out, huh? Alright, well now we take off the cup. I can't see crap. Can you guys see crap? I can't see crap. Yeah, it looks like it's a little off. I'm going to brush that off a little. So if you look at it from the top, it's just like a slight little movement. You guys see that? Right there. See that? It's just off by a little. See how it's not perfectly lined up there? That's it. That will cause your engine to not start sometimes. It still starts slightly. And that's what I knew, was that if it does start, right, after 5 or 10 pulls, but it's really difficult to start, the timing's off by just a smidgen, just a little bit, and that's all it takes. It's a pain. So, unfortunately, I have to remove the entire flywheel, and I have to do it the Taro way. You just take a crowbar, stick it underneath here, upward motion. Loose already. Oh, the brake is on there. Gotta clamp off the handle. And there we go. There's the keyway in there. I can get a screwdriver and pry that out. Pretty amazing that just that slight bit will cause it. Oh crap, just dropped it. Just that slight bit will cause it not to start. See? See that indentation of where it was, where it hit something jagged and caused it to make a mold? Right there. Same thing on the other side too. See how it's nice and clean? I guess I could just put it backwards or get another one. But that's so slight though. While you got it off, clean your shit. While you got it off, clean your shit. This also could prevent, or it could give you hard starts, is that you're not getting good enough spark due to years and years of rust buildup on the magneto. The magneto contacts between this and the magnets on the flywheel can cause difficult starts. But now that you clean out the crud, rust residue on the contacts of the magneto, it'll give you a better electrical charge, which creates a better spark in the spark plug, which ignites the fuel in the combustion chamber better to allow for easier starts. I'm gonna go find another keyway. Got another keyway from another mower that I saved. See how it's perfectly lined up now? Once I put that nut back on there nice and tight, it'll solidify it in that area. Well, it took some doing. I finally got that damn bolt on there, and the 7/8 socket was stuck on there, and I had a heck of a time getting it back out again. Finally got it off. Got that new keyway on there. Impacted this cup back on there. Just gonna put this back on. And I gotta spin this to make sure that the magneto's good. Usually I'll recalibrate this, but I'm spinning it just to make sure that it's not touching or scratching. As you can see, it seemed to go on there exactly the way it came off. So that'll be good enough to create a spark. Okay, I'll put the cover back on now. Do those two hands. Got to make sure the cover is lined up perfectly there. And the holes line up. Put everything back now. A moment of truth. Let's primer this a little bit. So now that the timing should be good, it should start easier. Huh. Maybe I flooded it, pressed too much. From my other video, I had one guy who told me to check the valves, because I do hear some lifter noise. That also could create a reason why it doesn't start easy. But it started right after you know, I primed it better. But I will take that valve cover off just to see. You want to put a little rag underneath there, because once you take the valve cover off, 2 3/8 bolts. Sorry, I meant 4 3/8 bolts. Now it should be easier to come off. There we go. Huh. It's a little loose. Let me get it to top dead center. It was slightly loose, but nothing too bad, you know? I just tightened it a little bit. 6 on the exhaust, 4 on the intake. If you ask me, I've done too much work to this piece of junk. But starts now. Starts pretty much easier than before. Still takes a couple pulls though, you know? But it's old, you know? Anyway, I'm gonna... This thing's loose. I'm gonna open that up. Part there's broken. I'm not going to go through the trouble of putting a throttle on there. It's completely unnecessary for this condition mower. Just going to take that line out, and that's it. You can adjust the throttle with your hand. So, cleaning up, I saw this on the ground. Damn it! You know you need that. This is the blower on the flywheel. This allows the engine to be cooled. Gotta take this all apart, put it back on. Can't help it, gotta do it. What a pain in the balls. I tell you, record time. If I didn't have an impact and taken this apart 1,000 times before, there's no way I would have done that so fast. I think I did in like 2 minutes. Pretty amazing. Anyway, that's it. I'm done. This Franken mower number 5 is good to go to somebody who wants to clean up their yard. No frills, you know what I mean? Not the prettiest one in the world, but it works. And it's self-propelled. Anyway, so that's how you replace a sheared keyway. Even though this one wasn't all that sheared, it can make the difference between really hard starts and better starts, you know. It was only off by a smidgen, you know. Anyway, see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Smooth. Pretty cool. Runs smooth. I like it. Even if I don't sell it, just keep it around for cleanups, you know, easy. But I'll probably sell it for $100. Definitely more work that I wanted to do for a junk mower, but